Yo, we have a fun episode today with my main man, Eric Taliercio, second generation co-owner of Taliercio's, which has become one of the most iconic Jersey delis. This man is electric, great personality. We talk about all of his sandwich creations, how he markets, how he built his second generation business to a whole nother level. I just want to thank our sponsor, Swevin. It is the coolest co-working space in all of Hoboken, if not all of New Jersey. They have all these amazing amenities, a coffee shop, co-working space, and of course, this beautiful podcast studio. Let's get into it.
You know where you are!
This is the Outliers Podcast. Let's go!
I'm not going to duplicate the store because that store is the store for a reason, because it's the people that work there, it's me, it's my dad, it's everyone. Anyone could duplicate the sandwiches. Mm-hmm. You get good bread from Brooklyn or wherever, and all the ingredients anyone could buy. But it's the atmosphere, it's the same thing with a bagel.
Yeah.
It's the atmosphere and it's the difference.
Mm-hmm. What is the difference, you think? Like, if someone doesn't know Taliercio's, what is Taliercio's?
Taliercio's is an experience, and I'll explain it in a way that no place that I've seen, especially on a level that we are, right? I've never seen a place do a Cheers-like, you know the show Cheers?
Yeah.
A Cheers-like atmosphere where literally I could see you outside of the store. I might forget your name, but as soon as you walk in, it's Steve. Steve likes a Mo. Mo wants no roasted peppers, add hot peppers, balsamic glaze, pesto on the side.
It's a community.
And it's like we have like the amount of people that come in and it's like they don't even have to say anything. They look at me and they go, how the hell do you know these? Like you must like, I said, it's just like, it's like it's corny, but it's like a game face where you know your customer. Mm-hmm. You care. So the minute that you start caring and understanding of these are the people that are the reason your business is successful, it's not all you. It's not you.
Yeah.
You need the people. And for your product to be special, you need people to buy it and you need people to try it. If you're just like an egomaniac, or you think that you're bigger or better than everybody else, no one's going to like you.
Yeah.
No one's going to like you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, people use their words very well. People use their, they social media, their comments. I mean, listen, you're not going to please everybody, but it's the point of you want more positive than negative. So it's putting yourself out there, but putting yourself out there in a positive light, not a negative light. So if I had to sit there and say what's the difference between Taliercio's and everywhere else, listen, bro, I mean, in an economy that it's inflation and everything else, you know what? Knock on wood, we have a line that wraps around and people are willing to wait. And we have a good product and a good price. And the reason why is because we're good people. We give out stuff for free. You make people happy. They don't like it. They don't like. I live by it. They don't like it. They don't have to pay for it. Mm-hmm. And people respect that. Like, we're not perfect. We don't, people come in and they're like, listen, I had an issue with a sandwich, or I had an issue with a catering, because obviously catering that's the business. So if I had a huge problem with a catering order, I tell them right on the back. I said, listen, what didn't you like? Well, I didn't like this. I didn't like that. Okay, so you know what? Full refund on it. And people go, you fucking out of your mind.
Yeah.
But you want to know something? To eat that $40, whatever. That $40 could guarantee you another.
Yeah, it's the lifetime value, the LTV of a customer. One customer isn't worth $10, $15, $20. That could be worth thousands of dollars because of words of just the reputation, them being repeat customers, especially being in a community. They have kids, friends, and family. And unfortunately, we're in the business that people like to talk shit more than they do about repping about another brand. Right?
100%. Right. We're in a business where, you see it too. You're in a very competitive business.
Yes.
Sort of like me in the sense. Yeah, think about it.
It's us and pizza. In Jersey, it's pizza, Italian delis, and bagels. Yeah.
So it's like we're the asterisk in the sense of we're dominant. You sit there and take pride in yourself that you're dominating your
craft.
I'm starting to understand that. people recognize not just you, and it's not about recognizing your face, it's recognizing the brand and product with your face. That's the difference. You get people out there that say they're the face, but they only get famous because of their face. We're not in that.
Yeah, we're not.
We're in it because
it's people call you Taliercios and people call me O'Bagel.
I'd rather be that.
Yeah.
I'm not in the game to be, oh, wow, Eric Taliercio, he's huge. I'm not moving to L.A.
Yeah.
Would I open a store in L.A.? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I'm not moving to L.A., but you want a Taliercio's in L.A.? Done.
Yeah.
I'm not, it isn't about, it's about your family's hard work. And you're the face of it now. Mm-hmm. How are you delivering that? You're doing it by your podcast, by your product, by your bites. It's the same thing with me. How am I doing it? The wraps, the all the
social media, the sandwiches, community, the catering. How long have you always been in the deli? Since as a little kid, were you always just working there?
Father never wanted me there.
Really?
Never worked in a deli. Never.
So did your dad start Taliercio's?
Yeah. So it was my dad and his two other brothers, and my grandfather. They opened it up in '88. They were originally they had a store in Brownsville in Brooklyn called Sweethearts. Mike Tyson used to be a customer there, so you're going back in the day. And then from there...
And it's Prime, too. That's
Prime,
sick.
bro. He's Prime Maniac.
Yeah.
Prime Maniac.
That's like LeBron walking in your store.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was huge.
Forget it. So, rough area, Brownsville, so, they kind of got a taste of what, real life was. And then, I come from very blue-collar, grew up very blue-collar. And from there, they found the central location, I guess, and they got lucky in Middletown, even though it's a Red Bank mailing address. But it's, it's the way that they grew within the community. Their timing was perfect in the sense of Middletown was growing. That Red Bank area was a grow in terms of population and popularity and... you had the locals, but then you had all the people that were from New York now slowly migrating.
Yeah, but that was more towards our generation, I feel like.
Yes, 100%. You're right about that.
I feel like
it's
when we
not
were
so
growing
much.
Up, it wasn't like that.
No.
Way more blue-collar market.
You're 100% right. Big
now it's more polished.
Now you get bougie.
Yeah.
Bougie, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bougie.
I'm sorry you're putting truffles on those wraps.
That's what I'm saying, right? I'm doing black truffles on them. So, definitely now you get your upscale environment, and you have to keep with the times. You still cater your blue collar with your prices. And so I never worked in the store once. My dad didn't want that life for me. I understand now, but it's something where... But you want to know something?
I listened?
No, but you want to know something? But I went out there and did something else, and I think that's what he wanted me to try. And so I kind of eased through high school and college because of my personality, not because of my brains.
Yeah.
So I went to Monmouth and then went for communications because it came natural into me. And, never took a social media class, never took a PR class, I did basic communications. Got asked to be, for acting. I was like, whatever, I'm not doing that. I did, I was the kid that was in theater, I'll never forget. And, I would act and do everything perfectly, but yet somehow just barely pass with a C- or D because everything else I didn't do. Communicating was so easy for me. And delivering and, explaining, yourself and the way that I don't mind embarrassment, I don't mind hate, I don't mind anything like that. It kind of just water under the bridge, right? So what I did was my whole family was big on Wall Street. And, even back from the 80s into now. And that was where my dad thought, oh, this could be a better life for him in the sense of, oh, why doesn't he go to Wall Street? Try it out. So, an Italian kid from New York, what do you think? Wall Street. You know what?
Did you work on one? Did you end up
I was in Jersey City. So I was at a company called ICAP. It was right by Exchange Place.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. Jersey, it was beautiful. I got, sick days, vacation days. I got, I got everything that you think you could want with a job, right?
Yeah.
Go to happy hour early.
Yeah.
Do drink, eat, go to clients, do this and that. I hated it.
What about it did you hate? Just like the day-to-day, like kind of monotony?
Day-to-day life was not for me. It was not like...
No creativity, probably.
I was in... And listen, this is no disrespect to anyone in that business.
Yeah.
Like, everyone... They do it for 30, 40 years.
Yeah, everyone thinks we're probably idiots in the bit. We're in the whole...
They think that we're crazy. Yeah. They think, what are they doing? Like, their whole life is this. Yeah, no, true.
Johnny, do you mind passing over those cans?
And I got you bagel bites.
Oh, thank you.
We just added these, bro. These canned coffees.
What is this, straight, just cold brew?
Yeah, and we just can them to order.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Cheers, brother.
So
how old were you when you stopped?
Wall Street?
Yeah.
I was on Wall Street for, I think, 2.5 years. I hated
so it's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
So you gave it a try.
I did. And it was the sense, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget the moment that I was brought in by my boss, and like I told you, I hated it. And I think everyone knew it, like, you know. And it was... My boss, like, let me go. It was very amicable. And, like, everyone was coming up to me. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I was smiling ear to ear. Like, you thought it was like
thank God. Like, you did the call for me.
Yeah, like, you know what? I was so grateful, obviously, for the opportunity, for the experience and everything else. And I'll never forget, I called my dad, and my dad goes, what the fuck are you going to do now? And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to come work in the store. He goes, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, so I was...
You're like, I can't afford you. Like,
I was 23 years old.
Okay.
Okay? I worked, and this was, I'm sorry, leading up to me getting fired, I spoke about it in the sense of, well, I don't know, you know, my parents knew exactly how I felt about the job. Yeah. And it was like my dad was trying to groom me in the sense of, all right, you know what? If you think you're going to end up working in the store, I'm gonna torture you. Like
hazing you.
Right. What I did was I would work at ICAP Monday to Friday. So I drive from Jersey City, then I would drive down to the store 5 days a week.
Oh, 5 days a week?
Oh, yeah. After ICAP. Drive down, do whatever I needed to do there at the store. On the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
It was like the worst. Cleaning, bullshit.
Saturday and Sunday, I was just on the register. They all made fun of me because I didn't know how to make a sandwich. I didn't know how to use a slicer, dude.
That's crazy.
Man, damn to God. 23 years old, didn't know how to use slicer. My family's business, didn't know how to make a sandwich. Nothing. I was doing the register. I was learning the money side of it, how to work this basic registers. I never did that in my life. I never did that to do any of this. So I would stand there, my Saturdays and Sundays, 23 years old, you're in your prime.
Yeah.
And I was 7 days a week working at that store and working in my normal job.
Yeah.
So my dad wanted to see how it would take a 7-day schedule. Grooming me to see, like, listen, if you're going to hate your job now 5 days a week, let's see if you're going to hate 7 days a week doing that and this.
Yeah.
So he kind of, like, understood what I needed to do and delivered that home to me. Holidays, it was, no, you might be off, like, from, like, my regular job, but guess what? You're off there, you're working here.
We're busier on Thanksgiving. We're busier on
Christmas.
Columbus Day.
Like, I don't have holidays. And, like, I had holidays at the other job.
Of course.
But this, like, holidays are how you make money. That's your life. So it was learning how to process all that, and at the same time, like, I loved it. I love, like, being in that. Yeah, and the energy. I loved who I work with. I love, like, the people that I work with now are family. Like, it's different. And you probably see it on your end that the people that are loyal to your family, right? Yeah. They're just as much family as your family. Yeah. Because I've lost friends throughout this process. I've lost family members, like, through dishonesty and just, you know, like, not being, like, as loyal as what you think. And these are strangers that are put in a situation of you're with them more than your kids, your wife, everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
So they become your family, and they become your net of your web of trust. And I think that camaraderie within Taliercio's, within that 5,000 square foot store, I loved every minute of it. And it was a process for me I was still immature, like 24 years old, you know, you think you're just hanging out. And, you know, my dad still is, like, he's first one in, mops, vacuums, glass, drinks, stocked, last one out the door. Like,
He's a savage like that?
He's a savage, bro. There's no one, like, people see him in the morning and they're like, hey, Steve, what are you doing? He calls everyone Mo Man because he doesn't know anyone's name. So, you know, so he's like the one that's like literally like right in the morning, like mopping outside. He stocks the freezer for himself. He organizes. Now we've grown into like almost like a conglomerate, like a compound. So Taliercio's compound. And he's the one that's organizing the fridge, organizing the freezer. 68 years old and a savage, bro. And back then, you're going back 15 years now, and well, 12 years, and he was 7 days a week. First one, like driving from Staten Island, by the way, doesn't live in Jersey.
How far is that?
40 minutes, door to door. He was paying tolls, double taxes his whole life. So, like, he was doing that 7 days a week, and it was trying to groom me into that same concept and the same, even though I'm not even close to there yet, but he sets the tone and everybody follows. So I got lucky in the sense of I came into a business that already established hard work, already established within the community, already established the recipes and the food quality. That was there. My father didn't believe in PR and in media and in advertising.
Yeah.
He was big on word of mouth.
Yeah.
It was old school mentality. People would come in, oh, you want to put your name in? No. You want to put your name? No. You want to do? No. And it was just, his name was how he wanted it controlled, right? And I think that the scariest part of the entire business and where everything changed for us, everything, was COVID. And that happened everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Happened probably with you, happened definitely with us, happened with, all of a sudden you're getting, you know, a couple hundred people a day, you get 3 people a day.
Yeah.
My father staffed everybody. He didn't take a dime for himself, no salary, made sure everyone got paid. We rotated every day, the whole 9. And then that's when I'll never forget, I talked to one of the kids, Rob, who worked in the store, and he was like, listen, why don't you just start doing videos, like, masked up? And I was just like, well, you know, how should I do it? And he was like, well, put yourself out there. And we were talking about it all internally because we had nothing to do. And it was like, we would only have college kids as our customers, right? Because who was coming out, like, that was it. People had, like, whatever, if I get it, I get it.
Yeah, but during that time, because it was scary, bro. Everyone was freaking the fuck out. You're doing double gloves at the grocery store. Like, and it's so funny how, while we were doing this pod, everyone that we've talked to, it showed who the savages were and who weren't when it comes to COVID. It was the back against the wall being like, all right, either I'm going to create my own business or I'm going to 10X it or figure out my next
shut the doors.
Or shut the doors. It's either win or lose.
And you know what? I had a conversation with our board's head rep at the time, and great guys, Vinny his name was, and he said to me, he goes, this moment is going to make you or break you. And like, I remember my father saying, we're never closing these doors. You close the doors once, it's over.
It's true, man.
Like I said, the work ethic that my father always had was, you don't close those goddamn doors, Eric. I don't care if...
Yeah, well, you got to figure it out.
There's never locking that door, ever. And listen, there were times I was like, holy shit, like, like, everyone feels...
Some restaurants were closing.
They were, like, everyone was closing.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's one of the... and it was easier in the sense of, you know, so when they originally opened the business in 88, the mini mall, the way it is it was subletted out. So each individual condo could have been rent or owned. So they owned.
Okay.
So the rent...
Sick.
So
they own like their own condo, retail condo.
Bingo. Yeah. So Taliercio's was its own retail condo. So it was in the sense of, at least you didn't have that where other businesses, that's where they got killed and that's where they suffered, staffing everybody and everything else. So my dad was able to afford that hit. And just like you said, once COVID happened, it was survival of the fittest in the sense of small businesses. That was it for us. Like, it was, like, we didn't have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stores at 10,000 square feet. One store, 5,500. That's it.
Yeah.
So it was, okay, what are we going to do? I put myself with I think it was the first video I ever did was with actually the kid Rob, and it was. I mean, you were talking about quality of video. I mean, you could even go into it. It was horrible, but it was the sense of how do we eventually, if we make it out of this, how do you build everybody back? And it was, okay, why don't we give everybody that would come in all the time, college kids that would come in literally 2-3 times a week during COVID, you know what? Like, when we get out of this, like, for them being so loyal to us and you maintain that community sense, they should have a sandwich named after them. Mm-hmm. And that's how it started, where I would be, you know, masked up. We'd all be masked up, which you look at it now and you
it sounds so ridiculous.
Yeah, bro.
It's like almost embarrassing.
And you know what? It's like you had people that bought designer ones, like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, blinged out,
plastic.
Yeah, bro. It was a
bad,
shield with the mask. And
but if you didn't have it, bro, you would have
You were done.
You were done.
You were done.
Yeah.
We had the X's. We had a contractor come in, put basically permanent stickers of measuring. Think about, like, I remember like going through it. I'm like, holy shit, we're doing this. Like, this is real. Like, this is like, you know, like a Quiet Place shit. Like, just wild.
Yeah.
And it like.
So that's what this is. So the sandwiches were. But the fact that where did the creativity of the sandwiches come from?
Always my dad. So my dad started with, so my father was always a big Harold's guy, Cat's Deli guy. So he loved the gimmick of huge.
Yeah.
Huge, right? So that's what they've been doing since '88 too, was the size of the sandwiches, and the price of the sandwiches was always for blue collar. So the original, which we just did recently, we did a customer appreciation day of originally priced heroes. In '88, it was $6.95.
Wow.
At those sizes.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's a third of the price.
Yeah, it's a loss.
Right. So it's a third of.
How busy was it that day?
Stupid, dude. We did over 550 Italians and Americans. It was the most sandwiches we ever did in a day, bar none, on a random Saturday. But it was a gimmick that my dad always did in the sense of piled high. So the creativity of them was just people throughout the time of working there. And again, my dad didn't believe in social media, but someone said to me, he goes, Eric, you realize your dad's been marketing those since '88 in the sense of handing out free raviolis. Given workers that were there, they named sandwiches. Like, there might have been 2-3 boards, but it was my father's name.
Customers, mailman, the vendors.
Like, so he did all that without thinking.
Bigger grand scheme, and you put it on the grand stage.
Correct. Like, all I did was become the messenger, the third-party messenger for what was already established. And I can't tell you how many people, like, after COVID, they were like, did you guys just open up? I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah, but it seemed like a rocket ship, though, man. It was like, especially because we're in North Jersey.
Yeah. Like you're in more of a market.
Yeah, I'm in a city.
Market. Yes, you're a city market.
In New Jersey, like it's Hoboken or Jersey City,
like Central Jersey there was nothing, no name.
Dude, there was a random strip mall when we came to that collab. I was like, I can't believe it. And then you honestly put that random strip mall on the map.
And wait a minute, not only that, we're also not in the best location of that strip mall.
Yeah, it's like in the corner.
Back left.
Yeah.
Like,
you gotta go out of your way.
Yeah. So, and you can't make a left into the mall. So you're going against all those obstacles to grow a business. And it was strictly just making people feel good, and it was making people feel appreciated for their loyalty. And it all goes back to loyalty. So it was, I'll never forget, like, one of the kids, like, they're not even kids now. They're like, they were in college, now they're in job, like they're all grown. And it's like, I saw, like, you know, somebody, and it was just like, oh my God, I remember when I made you. Like, one of the kids' name was like the llama. Like, that was his thing. And like, he told all his boys, and it was like, they all just came in and be like, yo man, let me get 9 llamas. And it was like, that's how we grew in terms of keeping my father's word of mouth, because they would tell their boys.
Yeah.
Now it's this whole new idea of Instagram. And like I said, that was just me. I didn't know what the hell I was on this app. I didn't know about hashtags. I didn't know about anything, dude.
You were just having, but where did that confidence come from when it comes to like putting yourself out there? Because you guys getting all like these funny outfits. And
that was me and Mike.
And getting into all these different, and then like you have a different crew of people.
Yeah,
and then you have
the whole store was all in on it. Listen, imagine
it was the highlight of the day almost. It just made everyone feel happy and
yes,
excited.
It was. But at the same time, imagine trying to sell somebody by saying, "Listen, we're going to embarrass each other. You're going to get abused, but it might work."
Yeah.
Not a guarantee.
Yeah. You have to dress like a leprechaun.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to dress you up as everything. I remember one of them I dressed Mike up, poor Mike, was Wilma from the Flintstones. There was an old one, and I was Fred. And it was like, I'm going to abuse the shit out of you, bud. But you know what? It might work. And everyone bought in.
Yeah.
Everyone bought in.
It's also funny that your like right-hand guy in content is Mike, and so is mine. Like Mikey, he's he's just down, bro.
Down. He's a warrior from day one. Like everyone needs everything else, and we have, obviously as time went on, and everyone else, you get to where people now understand. Okay, listen, this is how we should film it, and we're way more professional now, just like you.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it was just a couple kids
fucking around.
Yeah,
like playing high school video games,
bro.
Yeah.
It's like we did. Oh my God, we did Napoleon Dynamite. We did everything, and it was. We were spending all these monies on, like, we were spending money, hundreds of dollars a week on costumes. Costumes, bro, from Amazon. My Amazon bill was tremendous.
So you did so in the beginning. So like, let's say for a small business, right? And they want to put themselves out there.
Yeah.
And they're at like, it's very intimidating when there's like you only have 100 followers and you only getting like, 500 views and all of that.
Very intimidating. It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
It's very discouraging. I think me and you got lucky in the sense of we hit the ground running at the right time.
Yeah.
I think that we entered the game of social media at the time where it was like I used to see like, oh my God, I had 100 views on my profile for the week and think like, wow, bro, I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
Like, because I had nothing to compare it to. So, and I think that everybody had that sense of, wow, we were all at square one at one point. There were people that were ahead more, like a little more ahead than us.
Yeah.
But we were all hitting the ground running in the sense of like, okay, what is really to compare it to? There really wasn't anything yet. It was just Facebook, Instagram was there, but it was like, okay, let's all see, where we could go with it. Mm-hmm. And I think that the best way that I could explain why I did what I did was I wasn't going to put my father on camera because I'm the type of guy, like, you say anything about him or even in a comment, it's on. Like, it's so on.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk about him. Like, that's like a very hard topic for me. So I wasn't going to put him as the face. I wasn't going to have to give the responsibility to anybody else, right? So I was like, okay, if that's my thing, and I really don't care what anybody says about me. Mm-hmm. All right, your food sucks, your sandwiches are too big. We've heard it all, so that doesn't hurt me.
Yeah, if you hear it the first time, it's like, oh, it affects you. But if you hear it so much, it's like you get to sound.
It's so repetitive.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And as long as
it out.
And also, if your P&Ls aren't getting affected and your business continue to grow, it's like, hell yeah, dude.
And I remember someone told me a stat of people that dislike you and hate you watch you more than people that like you, because they sit there and they're like, they actually like get involved in the sense of what is this fucking place doing again, and what are these assholes doing, and look at this stupid sandwich, and look at everything else, and they end up watching your video longer and helping your algorithm more than someone that might be like, wow, yours is the best, and like they just flip off.
I also think a lot of people, anyone that is trying to rationalize your success and hate on your success is the ones that are rationalizing their own failures.
You're 100% right.
No one else that's, succeeding is hating on someone else that's trying. You know what I'm saying?
You're 100% right. Like,
if you see someone else, like
1,000% right.
If there's like a farmer's market and they're like trying to open up like a donut thing at a farmer's market, they're putting themselves out there, even if they're a little obnoxious. Like, you know what? Good for you, man. You're trying to do it. You're trying to do it. You're trying to enter the market.
100%.
And I think that's the another huge component that I had to realize, that anyone that's trying to rationalize my success,
right. They're the ones that failed.
Yeah, they're just rationalizing their own failures, their own insecurities of their own day to day. 100%. That's all it is.
And another thing that I learned as we got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger was that I'm not the guy to sit there and say, hey, you want to do something with me? What's in it for me? Here's the price. I'll never do that, ever. You have 50 followers or 5 million followers. It's like treating your individual person the same way, right? You treat me with respect, I treat you with respect, I treat your business with respect. It goes the same way in the social media world of this person's reaching out and it's, hey man, listen, and they're genuine from the jump and they're like, listen, we're a small business or we're whatever and we respect everything that you do and we think that this could work for you guys. I'm not going to sit there and ignore it or sit there and be like, if anything, I say yes too much because like I was there and I was told, nah, man, $5,000 for the video. Nah, man, $2,000 for the video. And I would be like so excited where I would be like, oh yeah, let me spend that. Now when I like, I'm happy that a lot of the times like I was stopped because when you look at it, it's like, how are you going to charge somebody, a small business, $20,000 to do a video? Yeah. Are you going to make that in revenue? You're going to make that on a sandwich? No chance. Yeah. So they get their pot, right? They make their money, and now you're stuck with, all right, yeah, I got to make like 20,000, Joe Schmoes just to break even.
But I think with what you're saying too is in regards to community, right?
Yeah.
And I think you're treating your social media the same as you're treating your customers by creating engagement within the local community, the small businesses, and being an incubator within the Middletown community.
You have to.
Beautiful, man. In regards to the creativity of the sandwiches, now that you're on like. You're creating all these sandwiches on a consistent basis. What inspires you to create a new sandwich? Like, how are you inspired by creating?
So right now, we have an executive chef who was at Woody's for a long time. He was originally at the store back when he was like 16. That's what I'm saying. Everything's full circle with this business.
Yeah.
My father is not only a father to me; he's a father to all of us. So it's all these guys that. Like you're not just a bagel maker. People you got to remember this too. People look down on you. Mm-hmm. As soon as I walk in, it's like, whatever, man, make me a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like they don't look at you as an individual. Mm-hmm. And that's what sucks about looking at people. Some people do look at you that way. So for people that are executive chefs or managers of businesses or people that have worked in this business for a long time, like you get people every day that look at you and they're like, yeah, whatever, just make my sandwich, bud. And it's like the amount of thought, like you just said, the amount of like love and appreciation that goes into making that for you, the consumer, to be happy. Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So we're not just robots. We're not just people that are just like, all right, yeah, 4 slices of cheese, things of this, that. Okay, you're out the door. We're not like we're a very gourmet style, like It's a process to make these sandwiches. So now that I have an actual executive chef on board, I have, obviously with social media, you see everything that's trending, you see whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's taking what that is that's trending and putting our twist on it of pushing the limit.
Yeah.
Like I just did something with, he's from North Jersey, the Tipsy Critic up here.
Yes.
So we sat there, and he was awesome. We sat there and we were like, what's wild that no one's done before? And we did what we called a burrata bomb. So what we did was, and it was Onofrio's, that's the executive chef, his idea, where you take a burrata ball, right, with the stracciatelle filling in the middle. You wrap it in prosciutto. We bread it in the same breading that we would the ravioli, right? You split it. It explodes everywhere. Those we call burrata bombs. We put that on a sandwich. And you do a thin layer of crispy prosciutto, right, that we grill, you press, gets like bacon, crispy. You do your hot chili oils, your pesto, your vodka sauce. These are all your recipes that are different from everywhere else. So that's your creativity, is your product, no matter what, even it's the same style, it's different because it's your recipes.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you put your twist on it. My raviolis are different than everyone else's fried raviolis, and I'd put that against anybody. It's putting a hot honey zeppoli ravioli on a sandwich. No one's going to do that. We'll do it.
Yeah. How many sandwiches do you have on your menu right now?
If you're going, that's another thing too that we're different from the first sandwich that we did on Instagram. You could order from 5 years ago.
Crazy.
We have a booklet of all the sandwiches.
How many do you think there is?
It's got to be over 1,500.
Oh my God.
No joke. It's got to be over 1,500.
I thought you were going to say like 200.
No, there's
That gives me so much anxiety,
there's
man.
200. There's 200 and I think 60 in house on the boards. And wait a minute. Like, think about it, dude. Like, that's 1,500 sandwiches.
I know. So,
Everyone hates me in the store.
Yeah, so how are
They
you
look at me like,
training?
you asshole,
Yeah, like,
bro.
how are you training like anybody to do any of this?
So,
you just like have a booklet and they have to, like, you know what I mean? I have so many questions.
and everything's made fresh.
Yeah.
We like everything is made fresh. Like Customer Appreciation Day, we banged out 550 Italians on the spot.
Yeah.
Nothing was pre-made.
Yeah.
So
So you have 1,500 sandwiches.
Yeah.
How are you fucking training? How are you training your guys on any of those sandwiches?
what you do is we list everything out. They kind of had the gist of it by, oh my God, they all hate me because this is what happens. I can actually relive the moment. They get told the sandwich, and they look at me, they go, what the fuck is that? Yeah. So that's the training process. And I'm like, no, it's not that bad. Like I did one. I called it.
And you have like 7 things a part of each sandwich.
Oh,
too.
yeah. It's not bologna and American. No. Like when I did the Anthony Bourdain, people were ready to just like hug me because it's Anthony Bourdain's like most famous sandwich was simple.
Yeah.
Mortadella, white American, mustard mayo on like a brioche bun.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like they were like, oh. Now I did one called a pork roll in carrozza. So mozzarella and carrozza, if you get it at a restaurant, for people that don't know, it's like an Italian grilled cheese, but it's with a batter. You're battering both sides of the white bread. You're putting mozzarella in the middle. So I did it with pork roll. People hate me, bro. But like everyone looks at me and they're like, "Bro, you really are the worst." And I'm like, "Yo, I get an idea, and it's like I'm putting it on camera. Like there is no conversation.
There's no training procedures, no cost analysis. Do you do any food cost analysis? Because your sandwich is so big, dude.
So, but in all fairness,
But your food cost has to be a disaster.
No, I'm being serious. The food cost, the margin on the sandwiches, we started doing probably only a couple years ago.
Yeah, okay.
No joke.
Yeah, I honestly do believe that, though.
Like, no joke. Like, it wasn't like an actual, like, we based it off of, okay, who has the heaviest hand? And it was weigh the sandwich, break down like that's...
Dude, so I actually got super nerdy when it comes to this stuff. And it's funny because I was never a good student, and I was ironically wasn't good at math to get into business school. And my team teased me about that because, like, Matt, I'm fucking phenomenal with it.
Yeah.
And for creating food costs, for me, I take very seriously. Like, dude, I'll literally weigh everything. Everything's portioned.
That's how you... Listen, that's what you're supposed to do.
Have you ever thought of creating your top 10 or 12 sandwiches, call it like Tallys, and open up very small storefronts at scale?
Hand to God. We literally had a conversation about this 2 weeks ago.
I think you need to do that.
What we were going to do was, for next summer, look at certain spots down the shore, or even like...
But really constrain yourself of literally your top 10, dude. Only. And maybe 3 wraps only.
Yes. So what my goal would be... And this is very exclusive into Eric's mind.
Yeah.
Like, my mind is so fucked. So it is. It's so fucked. So I'm like, you want to know what my mind's like? You ever see what's the one when they go to Vegas? Hangover. You remember the scene when he's doing the math?
Yes.
On his head?
Yeah.
Right? That's me. It's all nonsense, right? It's all just literally sparks and snakes and sparklers like Joe Dirt. So what I wanted to do was have certain locations, but those certain locations have each one have different sandwiches.
Dude, it's gonna be an operational nightmare, man. Don't do that. The only reason I don't do that, like I know you're asking for my advice, but can I just please if the goal is to make money, right, and scale, and so you can just continue being who you are.
That's
a great personality, engaging with people, creating customer service and community engagement. Create your top 10 sandwiches only.
Yeah, I know.
Portioned out. deck it out like an old school Taliercio's called Tallys, only 3 raviolis, and that is it. And then the Taliercio's umbrella
is still
there. And if you want the 1,500 sandwiches,
you come to home base.
Go to Taliercio's.
I agree with you.
But the other one, the only reason I'm saying that is because if you have one location with only 10 sandwiches that are the exact same, your guy Mike or Joey or Sally or whoever it is, it's easier process, and they can go in, Belmar to New York City, Jersey City, Miami, doesn't matter, and they'll know exactly how it's run.
I agree with you.
And it's for scalability.
It's a satellite location of what Taliercio's is.
Yeah, I agree. Called Tallys.
Yes. No, I 100% agree with you.
Your brand and all of that, what you're doing, dude, and I just think it would crush.
Smaller, but
a small location. I'm talking like 1,000 square feet.
Yes, agree with you. 2-3 slicers.
And I don't even think you need a hood. Do you? Like if
I mean, for Ravs, you what you need is what they do now.
A ventless hood.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found this on the web.
Why the fuck is this my phone? My watch keep on doing that.
That's what you need. You need the ventless hood, or even like a small funnel system that would go right out the roof.
You do that by next summer, I just see you. The next thing you know, it's like 50 sandwiches on the satellite.
But that's when my mind needs to be contained.
Yeah, but I get that, man. But because I relate to that because your greatest strength
is your weakness.
Is also a weakness.
Yeah,
especially
100%.
if your strength is so much on a higher level of creativity and just having fun and creating it. But if you can contain that, that's where like the money is. And I know that you're a generous guy, bro. Even when we did the collab, you're like, charge me whatever, wholesale bagel, blah blah blah. Like, I really admire that about you. And the only reason I'm saying what I'm saying to you, bro, is because like in the food game, like I just think you could make even more of an impact by staffing more people, serving more people. You're doing a greater service to like having more people need to experience Taliercio's.
Yeah, and I think that's where, again, it's a tough conversation to have with my dad simply because he's 68.
Of course, man, I get that. I relate to that, bro. I'm
that's what I'm saying.
Trust me, I get it. That's why that's why I'm doing the bites.
Yeah, it's easier.
It's because it's easier, but it's also scalability. I can get really fucking creative and create a concept that I think that could actually scale while also keeping the umbrella of O-Bagel.
Because your O-Bagel, no matter what, right? Your bites are your bites.
Yes.
Bagel's your bagel.
Yes.
So it's the same thing where, okay, you know what? The sandwich is a chicken vodka parm, like with garlic bread.
Yeah.
Okay, that is. But you could always go to home base, like you said, for a tipsy critic, for a pork roll and carrozza, or for something that's wild.
What are your most popular sandwiches?
Honestly, my father's sandwich is still probably one of the most popular, the Mo. So it's grilled chicken, bracarab, roasted peppers, mozzarella glaze. That's popular. Bang. But yeah,
Bang.
Then it's,
I think I'm going to throw 4 more things on there.
Yeah.
That's the most popular, though.
Listen, simplicity is key. So you might...
It wouldn't go viral.
No.
It's actually... But
that's a staple since 88.
Yeah.
So then you have a Peter Luger, named after Peter Luger.
Of course.
You have our roast beef that's house trimmed, everything else, fresh mozzarella, Peter Luger sauce. Easy. That's a popular one. Murph, who helps me with a lot of everyone in that store has an impact on the social media. Everyone has an idea. Everyone has a sandwich. Everyone has better ideas than me. I'm just the guy that delivers it.
Yeah.
So, like Murph came up with the Luca Brazzi. Simple. It's chicken vodka cutlets, long hots, stracciatelle.
That's bang.
It's simple. Like I just did one for Eric Taliercio, right? Who's the comedian out of Staten Island. His was literally simple: chicken vodka parm, garlic bread.
Dude, I really think if you fucking
Simplicity.
I want to invest in Tallys, bro. We need to
I know.
a tiny.
Imagine if you did. Hear me out. If you did a Tallys, and you did every day, you did breakfast till a certain time with your bagels. Mm-hmm. And you switch it over to lunch, or you do the same thing all day and you keep it simple. 2 different types of breakfast sandwiches, 5 different sandwiches.
You really could, man. Regardless if you know bagel or not, I just think that you have Jersey Mike's, right? Which is replicating Subway. They were the better version of Subway or Blip.
1,000%.
Okay?
1,000%.
But I think that there's an opportunity, and I don't know why it hasn't happened, is scaling a Jersey Deli.
Yes, and it's you know what, and it's not in the sense of, hey, I want someone. I mean, listen, like I'm trying to control the not the revenue in the sense of, but like someone's just like, hey, listen, like, you know how many phone calls I get, which I'm sure you get. Hey, would you franchise in Vegas? Like, we get that. Like, would you franchise here, franchise there? Like,
the model right now, you cannot franchise.
Thank you.
Yes,
you
can't.
Like, you need to dummy down your product. You need to lessen your quality, maybe do all that.
I don't think you have to lessen your quality. If you have
dummy it down.
If you tighten up the menu, then you actually have more room to focus in on those quality ingredients. For example, like, that's what I've come to realize too, is that, like, the tighter the menu, if you're focusing on 10 things, right?
Yes.
And you only have your chicken, and out of those 10 items, 3 of them is chicken cutlet.
Yeah.
You're going to put so much time, energy, and focus on those chicken cutlets.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
If you only have 4 sauces, those 4 sauces are going to be
banging.
Instead of having 20 sauces.
Which is, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're 100% right.
If you have 1 style of bread or 2 max, you're going to make that bread is going to be fresher.
Yes.
And I think now
less is more.
Less is more, and I think the scalability of concepts now are the tighter the menu. That's why I'm starting to see, if you start seeing the trends within the food industry, it comes down to what you want, right? At the end of the day, it's like, hey, you want to open an Italian restaurant, a steakhouse, whatever it may be. I feel like my mind has now come into scalability while holding quality. And I've realized it's all about fucking tight menu. And very hyper-focused, because there's so much noise now with social media and this and that, and there's so much competition. For example, like,
insane.
you know, props to, like, okay, if you either love or hate them, Chipotle. They're not selling hot dogs. They're not selling grilled cheeses.
But guess what?
It's an assembly line. It's a burrito or a burrito
Guess
bowl
what,
or a
though?
salad.
They're dominating.
Dominating. And same thing with, like, now the ones that are coming up, like our guys from 7th Street Burgers. I respect what they're doing. Tight menu, just burgers. You know, and I think that's what us Jersey guys have to, like, get into, is because, like, they were trying to do that with barbecue, but I think bagels,
barbecue went into it. There was definitely like a time where it was like a 2-3 year window where it was, you saw a lot of barbecue places pop up out of nowhere.
Jersey, though,
no, because it's
not part of our culture.
No, it's different. It's different. It's different. It's not like even in Manhattan. How many, you know? Like, I grew up, like, in the city. I grew up in Staten Island. It's like, how many barbecue places you sit there and you say, hey, let me get a real country style sandwich. Like, that's not us, right?
Yes.
Like, you love the, like, people come in and they want their ham, salami, provolone, lettuce, tomato, onion, oil, vinegar, mayo. Done.
Is that what makes the perfect Italian sub?
Okay,
because I feel there's a lot of different variations.
So the normal, and I didn't know this because I wasn't not from Jersey. There was, every time people would come in and be like, can I get a number 1? And I'd be like, Mike, what the fuck is a number 1? Number 1 was just a ham, salami, provolone, I guess, in anyone's menu, and it would be ham, salami, provolone, lettuce, tomato, oil, vinegar on whatever they went to, Quick Check, wherever.
Yeah.
So what makes our Italian different, obviously besides the size, is that we did pepperoni. So it gives a little bit of a kick to the Italian. I think that if you do a ham salami and then another type of style, you know, imported meat on it, plus your provolone, your lettuce, tomato, onion, oil, vinegar, and the biggest conversation, it's almost Taylor, ham, and pork roll, is do you put mayo on your Italian? That's one of the biggest things. Like, if you do as an Italian deli, you say, listen, do you put mayo on your Italian? People would go to war on either side. So
what's your side?
I love one of the earlier things that I did was someone made me a sandwich, like, just growing up there, and it was a Ronnie special, which is almost like a chicken California. Chicken cutlet, melted American, again named after a worker, like family member. Chicken cutlet, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayo. Someone put vinegar on it, changed my whole world. It was unreal. So I'm a mayo vinegar combo.
Yeah. It's fat and acid. That's what those two things
Delicious.
are. Just fat and acid.
Absolutely dynamite. So I'm on the fence of, I would add mayo to my Italian.
Yeah.
It's just dynamite. So I think I think that obviously that's what we know as people from New Jersey, as a community of New Jersey, is you know what you like. You know you like your bagels. You know you like your pizza. You know you like your Italian restaurant. You know you like your, like Fiore's. They conquer the roast beef mozzarella, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Have you been there?
No, I've never been.
Wow.
Never been. I've never been. I've never waited on the line. Listen, I would love to. I would even love to go there and just be like, hey, listen, like, let me have your mutz for like a day of the week, and be like, yo, would you ever, like That's where the ego goes out the door, right?
You just want to have fun, man.
That's it.
Like, you do a great job of enjoying the journey of life, man.
Do things that other people would never do.
But also what makes you happy.
Like, I would love to go to a place that's like so well known. Walk in, like I go everywhere. Like I'm like Steve Jobs. My high socks and flip flops. I'm fucking basic, grunge as could be. Like I could care less but I'm having fun, having a blast, walking in anywhere, and I'll go into a place and be like, yo. And this is where we stand, like, based behind our follower number. But I'm like, hey, you're Steve from O'Bagel. I'm Eric from Taliercio's. You've never done anything with anybody. Mm-hmm. Why don't we come to a table, and why don't we try to see someone we can have fun for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and say, listen, we've never done it before. You do something where I don't need you, you don't need me, but it's something that's fun that gets known throughout all of Jersey. So that's absolutely something I would be open to for anybody.
What makes the perfect Italian sub?
The perfect Italian sub, ingredient-wise, ham, Genoa salami, Hormel pepperoni, provolone. I like imported, so we age our provolone. We can put it in the attic, the whole nine. Imported provolone, lettuce, tomato. I'm an onion guy. Oil, vinegar, mayo, salt, pepper, regular.
Bang. The bread, is it seeded?
Seated all the way, bro, all the way. You know, it's worth whatever you got going on in the stomach. The seeds are worth it. Live and die by the seeds, bro.
Sesames are banging.
Banging,
I think a sesame bagel is better than anything else, honestly.
Sesame is so. I'll take a sesame bagel over a poppy or a sesame, bro. Is like you get the sesame breadsticks. You dunk that in cream cheese, bro, or a scallion, or done.
I like that too.
Game over.
How do you judge another deli? Like
That's a good question.
What makes a deli great in your eyes?
The workers. Right off the bat, workers. They're smiling. They're miserable. Like, I think that the environment of the way that people serve you is basically the environment of how the product's going to be. Mm. You hate your job. You going to make a good sandwich? No. You care? No. You take care of your people? How's the vibe? Like, my vibe is, you know, they love when I'm there, even when, like, I'm always there. I'm the loudest in the room. I'm the loudest in the building. You know, people call it obnoxious. I am what I am. I own it. But, like, I blast, like, 2021, like, DJ's mixes hard on the weekend, right? Yeah. And people just, they get up for that. They love it. They love the environment, right? So if you create the environment around it, the product needs to be good at all times, but that's what stands out between a place that might have the same product as you. What's the environment like? You're waiting online for 20 minutes. Did they do anything for you? Did they take care of you? We're the only place that I've been to where it's like, I literally, like, people could have a soda, and it's like, hey, man, you know, I had the soda online. Don't worry about it, dude.
You're just gonna have it's almost like you really Taliercio's is it's your home.
Yeah, man, it really is. And like I feel like treat people that are with the respect of entering your home.
And it's funny you said the Cheers thing, because I think when CG and I went there, when we stopped by, we did that collab. All of your guys, it felt like you guys were all boys.
Yeah, like it's not a like PR and I mean HR would have a.
Dude, you guys could actually have a reality show.
Yeah, like we've been approached by every single person that's been behind that counter. It was like, dude, I could sit here and watch you guys.
They really should. I think, dude. Fuck people.
But the problem is, we would be closed in a week. Yeah. We'd have to censor out all the customers. We'd have to censor out everything.
It'd be so politically incorrect.
Horrible. We'd have to be streamed like, remember, like Max at Night?
Yeah, or like on X. You'd have to be on Twitter.
Yeah, like I'd have to be. It would be like they were
just having fun, man.
Yeah,
just enjoy time, and
you have to. And it's like you don't let the people that, like, if they're not. And my biggest thing was, and that was my biggest insecurity with myself, is you try. Like, I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah,
I know that now, right? For myself, you can't please everybody.
Yeah,
and it would be like I would be obsessed. It was an obsession. Why aren't you happy? Why aren't this something that I did? Is something that we did? Is something that the sandwich was? Is something? So I would go over the top to make sure that that person was happy. And, like, you could do that.
To a certain extent.
Yes. And I think that was the balance.
It could kill you.
Like,
you're losing sleep over one customer, even though you served 500 or 1,000 that day.
And that was my issue from the beginning, was that I'd have one person during the day call up, hang up on me, and, like, I would do everything in my power to make it right. Not knowing that on the other end, guy might have just had a shitty day.
Yeah.
You screwed up one thing on their sandwich, they took it out on you.
Yeah.
And it's accepting that, listen, you know what? The one person that writes a bad review about you, it is what it is.
Yeah, on to the next.
It's on to the next. And that's the way it works. Like, that's...
What's the craziest sandwich that you created that you thought was going to be a hit and just completely flopped?
Another great question. Ooh,
You're like, this is going to fucking skyrocket here.
The Big Bang. It was, we dressed up, me and Mike dressed up as astronauts. And we put a string... We put a string right from the ceiling. As an asteroid, we put a semolina bread. We did it about 4 years ago, right? High quality, right? HD. And it was, I'll never forget, Mike was just saying there. Mike would never say anything. He would just look miserable. He'd be pissed off. And I hit the bread, and it was the building of the bread, and I thought, oh, my God. I think this was a Nafrio's idea, too. I took a full, the fresh mozzarella loaf, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I sliced it long ways.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, instead of it's like, yeah.
Yes. I sliced it long ways as a rectangle.
Yeah.
And I breaded both sides, and I made like a huge, instead of semolina bread, it was mozzarella and mozzarella. And I put in between chicken cutlets, wraps, vodka sauce. Like, I don't even know what else was on it. Like, I think it was meatballs. And I remember being like, yo, bro, this is our trip. This is our way to the top. Fucking flop. Flop, bro. Flop. Like, that's probably one of the ones that we were like, dude. Like, so many times, like, Murph or Dan be like, hey, man, you remember when you created that piece of shit? I was like, Hey, listen, man.
You got to throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Thank you. That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah.
People are like, how
you got to take it off the menu.
Yeah, I still have it. You can order it.
Not order it.
No, you order it. So anyone that watches it, like, yo, man, that Big Bang sounds good. You could order it. I'll make it with a smile, bro. You get me?
A smile. It takes you an hour to prep it.
Hour.
You got sliced in the back. That's the problem with those,
I'll
dude.
never forget. I came up, so we
You don't
came
just
up.
have that in the back. You got to do the whole thing.
Oh my God, bro, it's so bad. I had a sandwich called, and this is actually, I'm sorry, this is one of our most popular because of the name and how good it is. So Nalfrio came up with a sandwich called Your Sister's Ass, right? So obviously that's based on the name. Obviously, Cooge made it famous.
Yeah.
Everything else. So we made a Sister's Ass, and it's delicious. It's prosciutto di Parma, stracciatelle, fig spread, roasted peppers, red onion, arugula. Delicious, right? I came up with, now this is where fucking, I go, you know what? You have your sister's ass. I'm coming up with your brother's balls. That's what I did. Another flopper. Flopper, bro. Flopper. It was just the fact of, I think I subconsciously just wanted to say, hey, man, come in and order your brother's balls.
It has to be entertaining. So hopefully that one customer that comes in, it's like she's like a 45-year-old woman.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, that was another HR nightmare. Oh God. So I think that's what it was. It was like, all right, you know what? How much of a limit can we press? All right, we see the line here with sister's ass, your brother's balls. It's like, oh my God, what other things are we gonna do? Your mother's tits. Like, what do you do? What do you do now?
I was trying to one up it.
Yeah.
That's so funny, man. If you could collaborate with, because you've done so many collaborations.
We did a lot. We've done a lot.
If you could collaborate with any chef or food personality, who would it be?
You want to know what I would love? A dream. And I feel like this would be, so I'm a huge fan of them. And this is anyone's, like anyone in the food industry, right? But I would love to do a Wellington sandwich with Gordo.
Yeah, I don't know why I had a gut feeling to say when you said
I love Gordo, bro.
Yeah, I think he's a GOAT, man. People don't realize how talented he actually is. He's not
people
just
don't know about his past.
His whole story, everything. He's the
bro.
He's
how
the GOAT.
How about when the whole thing with the motorcycle with the whole bruise?
Oh my God! With the bicycle.
Yeah,
it was a crash. Yeah, but no, he's like the GOAT because he's not only like the #1 food personality, but also on top of that, he actually has Michelin star restaurants. He's like a real chef,
dude. He's
not just like some bullshit guy.
No, so I think I think,
So you would create with Gordon Ramsay.
I would do his Wellington the way it was, and somehow I would infiltrate that idea that he mastered, and I would somehow do a Taliercio style where it would be, maybe some type of, stuffing it with some ricotta or some type of, maybe like long hots or some type of Italian way of doing it, and then drenching it in a different type of sauce than what he does, and almost doing it like maybe like a tricolore style where you do your, pesto over the top, your red sauce, your, maybe like an Alfredo or something. I would do something that would definitely Eric it up.
Yeah.
It might flop, but just the idea of working with someone, like on that scale, like you want to be that.
Of course.
You're not in the business to be mediocre. Mm-hmm. Anyone that says, yeah, I'm all right with a mediocre, I'm in it to go.
You want to win. What does success look like to you?
Peace at the end of the day. Mm. You sit there and you say, you know what? It's everyone else is happy. And everyone else's happiness. And listen, I have like I said, I have my own insecurities about everything. I have my own, problems with defining what happiness is, and definitely like the movie Pursuit of Happiness is exactly what like people in business should strive for, in the sense of you work your ass off every day for your kids, for pride, for yourself. And I think at the end of the day, first off, health. Can't do any of it if you're not healthy.
Yeah.
I think happiness is knowing that you made yourself proud. And I think that you're looking at it and saying like, holy shit, and I haven't done it yet, and I probably won't, is stepping back and saying like, wow, look at what you're doing. And people say that to me all the time, which I'm sure that you probably say. Yeah. Like, yo, step back and really think about, like, you started a page with no followers. You started a business that is now shipping all over the place. Like, we ship to Vegas, we ship here and there.
It's an icon. It's becoming one of, if not the most popular Italian deli in New Jersey.
Yeah, and I think it's the point of accepting the good, because I was so accepting of all the losses. See, I'm the reverse. People say, oh, everyone, I just like looking at the wins. I look at the losses, and you learn, obviously, cliche.
From mistakes.
You learn from mistakes.
Yeah.
It's looking at it and saying, holy shit, like, we're only cracking the window of what it could be. So I always look beyond that. It's in the moment of presence that you want to be, but I'm always 2 steps ahead of it. So I think happiness is peace of mind.
And
knowing, and presence. Yeah. And it's accepting the lows with the highs, but accepting them both. Like, holy shit, it was a horrible day, like maybe business was off, or shit, like, to not always expect the other shoe to fall. To put it in your mind that success is coming and more success is coming. And I think that, especially as a small business, and this is something that, people ask me now, and it's like, how have I even had the ability to answer this question? But it's like when they say, hey, listen, like if you were talking to a small business that was trying to open and trying to have that social media presence, it's accept the journey of it's going to suck. Yeah. Like people see us now and it's like, oh my God, like I want to, like, but they didn't see all the, like the struggle and the losses and the misses and the sandwiches that sucked and the videos that tanked and the lows of business and the COVID and everything else that transpired in it. That's the journey that you have to go through.
Yeah. I'm still dealing with it now. I feel like in certain ways.
Yeah.
Like this podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like it's about the early journey of it and be like, where are we headed towards? What are we trying to do?
But you don't know. It's the unknown.
Yeah. I know I want to focus on food and bev. That's what I definitely want to do.
But you have a great personality like me.
Yeah.
You're very good with it. So it's how do you venture off and not only just focus on that? It's almost like you're like me where your creativity wants to go somewhere else.
Yeah, but that's why I create barriers for myself to stay locked in and put barriers on. Like it's like a horse, dude. It's like a horse. Like there's a reason why they put blinders on a horse. The reason why is because they put blinders on a horse so they could focus on the finish line. And it prevents them from looking to the left, to the right, and behind them. It makes them just focus on that fucking finish line. And if you know where you want to go and you put the blinders on, it makes you go way fucking faster.
You know what? You couldn't be more right. And I think that, like I said, it's human nature. But at the same time, like, you don't want, like, that's another thing too. Like, if another deli opens up or if another business opens up, my father taught me from day one, good for them. Like, they could open up down the block, or right?
There's enough for everyone. There's enough for everyone. There's enough for everybody to win.
And everyone is their own.
I think that's the difference too with our generation with collaboration with food businesses. Back in the day, it felt way more competitive. I feel like
1,000%.
Now it's like
now it's everyone like
I'm trying to collab with whoever, dude.
Yeah,
I had another bagel store on the podcast. I don't give a shit.
No, because there's what's wrong with it?
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Like everyone can help each other in a lot of ways in the sense of growing.
You bring up your father a lot.
I do.
What does your father mean to you?
Everything. The world. Everything. Like, the man is everything that I could be and strive to be. He's the one that, like, my man was in this business working 7 days a week, broke. Had me and my sister at home. I didn't know I grew up that way. Mm-hmm. No idea. My mother, I didn't see my father when I was growing up. It was a relationship that, it was, when I saw him, and when I did, it was all the fun in the world. And it was special to me in the sense of I always strive to make everyone proud, but you as an individual, and because of how he took this business and he's part of this journey, and he's the main reason of this journey. He's the backbone. It's almost where it's an ode to him of all the social media. It's a message that is sent that we didn't just open up 4 years ago during COVID. Like, this man has put everything into it, everything. And it's letting the whole tri-state area, the whole country know that he did this. And I have the ability to deliver that through whatever I need to do. And he's, like I said, he's my best friend. He's, I'm blessed to work with. You're blessed to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it puts a smile on my face seeing him. That's everything, dude. That's the relationship I want with my son, and the relationship I want with my kids. And I'm sure you're the same way with your kids.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's everything. And like, people aren't genuine like that anymore, bro.
Yeah, it makes me like almost like. Honestly, it triggers an emotion inside of me, man. I feel like I relate to that. I feel like, and I think I would like to hear your perspective on this, but it's like all of my dad's dreams became mine, and that was my main focus of why he always was like, how do these bagel stores get on TV? How do they create self-efficiencies? How do they open up more than one location? How did he just all of his dreams?
Yeah,
I just was like, Doc, and I just like checked them all off, man.
Yeah, man.
And it's almost like it seems like you're almost like the spokesperson. Taliercio's to you is your dad, and it's like I'm not. It's Eric, but Taliercios is like, it's my dad, and my job is to be like, yo, look how fucking dope my dad's business is.
Yeah, and it's like listen, I could never, because his job, his journey started when he was like 11 years old, working in food and working in wherever, butchery in Brooklyn or whatever. And it was, it's, and now his original boss is now the butcher in our store.
Wow.
Yeah, full circle, right? So I think that there's only so much that I could bring to the table that my dad already doesn't know, just like your dad, right? And the experience and everything else and the knowledge, and you can learn as much. But it's how can I take what he already perfected and just get it out there. And that's where I could use whatever skills that I have to do that. And who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to do that for someone that worked his ass off for you to live and to have a good life? You kidding me, dude?
It's a dream.
It's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream. The dream is at the end of the day, it's not the money, fucking money. Who cares, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, it's monetary.
Yeah.
It's no matter what, like Steve Jobs died, dude.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah. No, seriously.
Yeah. What are you serious?
It's the life of journey. Like, at the end of the day, it's not trying to be like negative, but like we all have.
It's an end.
It's an end. We're going to lose eventually.
Eventually, the loss comes.
Yeah.
And it's just, what did you do in between the beginning and the loss that, like, meant everything to you, right? And everyone has different reasons. And the people that try to get involved and say, well, why are you doing it for this and why are you doing it for that? Like, just fucking mind your business. Truthfully.
Yeah, you're just having fun and loving what you're doing and serving.
Love what I do,
people.
bro. I love what I do. You have to love it. If you don't love it, it's not for you. The food business is not for you if you don't love it, bro.
Yeah, it's not.
It's so hard. It's so hard, bro. It's your whole life. It's your whole fucking life.
How do you turn it? Like, how do you turn it off? Do you ever turn it off?
No.
Yeah, same. Problem.
It's a problem.
Sometimes I'll be at dinner and I'll just be like, "Oh, it's like, what are you thinking about?" And then I'll tell her, she's like, "Why are you talking about work?" It's like, you're right. I'm like, what do you want?
No turn off.
I'm like, let me pretend like I'm thinking about apps. Like, what? I can't wait till we go to the lake with the family. Like, I don't know what else to talk about, man. I'm just being like, dude, I just can't help it.
You know what it is? It's an
addiction.
Yeah.
It's an addiction.
Success is an addiction.
Yeah, and I think that's why, like, with your dad, I'm actually curious of that relationship. And when it first started, for me, it was like my dad and I was like almost like a dick measuring contest. Like, I thought I could bring this, and he thought who the fuck are you?
100%.
My greatest
But that
health was like
1,000%.
him taking a second mortgage on his home and opening up Hoboken, and think now we're finally like creating that beautiful harmony of being like, yo, you're the OG. And I wouldn't be where I am today without you, and Obega wouldn't be where it is today without me.
I think that's
a mutual, like,
you know
harmony.
what I think it is? And I didn't realize it, and my dad's realizing it now at 68. And God bless him for like accepting like a transitional time. Taliercio's was his baby.
Yeah.
So he built that up. The story went through no money, no money.
2008,
So
2020.
Then all of a sudden it was just him. There's no more brothers involved, and the minute that it was him alone, he built that all up himself.
Yeah.
So it was like, that's his baby. That's his child.
Yeah.
So it's, here comes me that didn't work there for 23 years.
Yeah.
No, Dad, like, what do you
Yeah, like,
fucking
who the
mean?
fuck are
You're right.
you don't know the slicer. But now it's a proven thing. It's like, hey, I'm just trying to honor the family. I'm trying to fucking scale this thing.
Yes.
Let's figure out this. So it might be the raviolis as a CPG product. Might be Tallys in 2025. Who knows? But yeah, man, it's beautiful, dude. I could talk to you for hours, man. I appreciate, honestly, dude. It's like I admire I admire your journey. I admire your passion and love towards your community, and trying to just make every single customer happy. At the end of the day, in the simplest way, your customers and your staff and your community. It's great.
You know what it is, dude? Success is very easy in the sense of if your morals are in the right spot.
Yeah. We have a tradition of like how we end the pod. I mean, I don't know why I'm always so interested in this, which is if you can have a meal with any three people, dead or alive, who would they be?
Wow. 3 people. 3 people. Okay. 3 people. I would definitely. Trying to think here. 3 people that are alive. So me and my father are diehard Ranger fans. Diehard.
Yeah.
Like I got Mark Messier on my arm, dude. Like,
No way.
That's me and Pop right there.
Oh, that's
me
awesome,
and Pop
dude.
right there.
That's sick.
So
That's a
one would be 100% Mark Messier. That would
Okay.
be no doubt. Alive, thriving, the man. Mark Messier would be one. Number two would probably be Steve Jobs. No joke. Just because of, like, he took an idea and his ability to, like, basically say, like, his thought process to build an empire, that brain, just to have a 5-minute conversation with, how the fuck did you be able to maintain your, like, blue-collar look, even though his life was not, but to sit there and be like, listen, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to make it the fucking best. And I'm going to, every year, take that same thing, come up with something that's newer, slightly different.
Yeah, it's one of the world's most iconic brands in the world.
It's literally a symbol.
The most important thing.
All it is a symbol.
Yeah.
And I think that is, again, going back to everything else with branding, it's one of the most iconic brands of all time.
Yeah.
And I think just like a conversation about that.
And then third person, I'd probably,
I'm trying to think here. Oh, I know. My guy, my man Pots and Pans, Dave Chappelle. I'm a huge Chappelle guy, bro.
What a table, dude. Dave Chappelle, Steve Jobs, and who was the first one?
Mark Messier.
I love that, man.
You couldn't get polar opposites from all three.
You're a fucking
Chappelle, bro.
ideas.
Dave Chappelle.
What would the meal be? Last meal.
Chappelle would get high as fuck. And... Oh, you mean just for me?
With that table.
Oh, with that table.
Your last meal.
Last meal. Oh my God, I would get an L&B full sheet Spumoni Gardens with definitely 2 quarts of Spumoni ice on the side. And there is one place in Brooklyn. It's called Ferdinando's Focacceria. I don't know if you know about this.
No.
It's on President Street, I believe, downtown Brooklyn. It's the only place left, and don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, that serves Manhattan Special on tap. One of the only places left, right? Literally, it's so much different than in the traditional bottle. It tastes like heaven. So I would do a full sheet of L&B from the original owners, 2 quarts of Spumoni, and I would get a fucking frozen glass of Manhattan Special from Ferdinando's Focacceria.
I love that only because I have no idea what any of those 3 things are.
Bro.
What are those 3 things?
Bro, Spumoni Gardens pizza is...
Oh, the pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Manhattan, meeting with the cocktail Manhattan?
No, Manhattan Special. So Manhattan Special is a coffee soda.
Oh, I had no idea.
Banging, bro. Banging. It's literally like an Italian, it's like an Italian soda, right?
Yeah.
So it's an espresso soda.
Okay. And so it's an espresso soda, a pizza,
and Spumoni, which is an ice. So it's cream colada, pistachio, and chocolate.
Okay.
That's it. I would crush with Chappelle, Steve Jobs, and Mark Messier.
I love that, man. Dude, the last question I have actually that I didn't talk about. I'm a huge fan of Bob Does Sports.
Love Bob, love Mike, love them, bro.
They are the relationship start. How did that come about?
Ready for this? I think they're awesome, by the way. I did their football opening week at Mike's house in Jersey, and they're
Rez, right?
Yeah. They are. When I tell you the best group of guys, they are hysterical. Bob is the best. Bob's the best. Like, it was...
How did that come about?
I think it was just me DMing Bob and then finding out that Mike lives in Jersey and being like, hey, listen, like, I think we could come up with a sandwich. And they came up with... That was one of the most popular ones, too. They came up with the Brilliantly Dumb, which is on their podcast. And... it was just me, like, reaching out to Bob and reaching out to Mike constantly and being like, hey, listen, let's make it happen. And then eventually it was like, hey, listen, like, why don't you just come up to the house, feed us for, for their opening show for opening week of football, and we just kicked it off. Like, I remember I rolled up to the house. I think they had a Rolex dealer. Like, it was a shit show. But like, they are the best group of guys, and I'm huge. I've been a huge fan of Bob from when he was doing the breakfast reviews in his car with the tuna fishes and everything else. Hysterical.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Funny guy. Down
to earth. Put yourself out there. Just shoot the DMs. Be like, let's go.
What's the worst answer you're going to get?
Yeah.
No answer or no.
Yeah, that's it.
And you say, listen, I'm not looking for anything. I'm just looking for an
opportunity to meet, and there's the value I can provide.
And listen, I'm not looking for money.
Yeah.
I'm not going to charge you for it. And they're like, listen, and everyone is so nice. Like, it's very rare you come up with, and that's where I think our journey's been blessed, where it's very rare you come up with like the asshole.
Yeah.
Like, they all say, listen, man, you know, they throw money at you, but we're not doing it for money. We're just having a
relationship. Yeah,
that's it. A relationship.
Time.
I'm just a dude trying to have a good time, man.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying? So, I you know what? Bob is great. I think he's one of the another one best in the business.
Yeah.
What they do. Best, bro. Hysterical.
And you're the best in your business, bro. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you for driving all the way to Hoboken.
I got you, Steve.
And hopefully many more times we're going to be interacting, bro.
Anytime. I'll come up here anytime.
Appreciate you, dog. Much love, homie.
Always.
Appreciate you.